Yes. Why do you think these words are highlighted? I think these words are highlighted when we have to give some expression. When we have to give expression. Okay. So expression and
चोर छोटा मेरे को क्या बोलता
మొత్తం చేశారు మీరు ఎఫ్డిఏ లేదంటే మీకు పోస్ట్ ఓకే లేకపోయినా కూడా వాళ్ళు ఆ రిపోర్ట్ ని చూడగలుగుతారు ఓకే ఓకే
अभी तो टाइम है यार।
मानसी अपना माइक म्यूट रखे। So, hello everyone. Since we're already 1 minute in or 2 minute in, I'm not sure if there will be a
Amalia.
moderator. Just someone confirm that you can hear my voice properly. And please switch off your mics. Okay, great. Someone's mic is on, and that's been a distraction. So I would really request and appreciate
Yeah.
if they can turn
Hello,
off.
Shabdal. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine. So there
Yeah, yeah,
was,
yeah. Just
sorry,
a moment.
time is running, so I just jumped in and started it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
immediately.
No issue. Just a moment.
Yes.
Let me make the controls.
और ये कि सभी मुख्यमंत्री मुख्यमंत्री को जो है एक इनवाइट दिया गया था और सभी इंडिया के
Just
दशक दलों
to make, let me.
की यात्रा करने और उनके प्रतिनिधि के तौर पर
Yeah. So you can unmute yourself, Shabdal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's working.
Now it's audible.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
So you can. So let me introduce yourself first, and then we'll begin this session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome you all to this 5 days career development conclave. And we are glad that today we are having Ms. Shabdal here with us, and she is the alumni of GIP. And now she is working at Germany, and she will be putting her insights that about her journey, that how she has made it, and what she is doing actually. And that the organization's name is the Bitop AG, and she is working as a project manager there. So you would be getting the very good insights about the things, and she will be sharing the stories, and you can put your questions so that it would be better that she will be able to answer those questions. So you can put your questions in the chat box after during this her talk also. I will be taking the questions one by one. So over to you, Shaddal. So I know that you are running short of time, then you have to also rush it so that you can please start without wasting time. You can begin
Yes,
your
thank you
session.
very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So, like Sir already introduced me, I'm an alumni of GIP from 2009 to 2013 batch. And yes, I mean, first thing I would want to tell you is it's no rocket science that I did that I'm here today. All you need to do is fix your goal, keep chasing it, don't get disheartened or um, um, discouraged by failures, and you can also make it. I mean, there was a time I was in your shoes and even I had no clue where to go, what to do, but if I can make it, you can make it too. So to begin with, just to give you a brief about my role here, I basically work in the medical device industry here. So in European regulation, the pharmaceuticals and the medical device are placed in different regulations, and based on that, of course, the governing is. At some point, there is in some regulations there would be overlapping, but the governing is a bit different. And medical device here would be a definition wise difference from pharmaceuticals is some things or the devices that are used for healthcare facilities or for healthcare purposes, but which does not have a pharmacological effect, right? So things like, for example, say eye drop that's only helps for dry eyes, or say an inhalation that doesn't have a pharmacological effect but just gives you the moisturization in the inner lining of lungs to be able to eradicate irritation. Or less, for example, surgical equipments, as in not the robotics, because that gets into medical engineering as well, but the general forceps and scapula, so things that people that's our everyday thing known for using in surgery and in medical practice, can be plastic tubes that line all the facilities, not facilities, how to call it, the plastic tubes that are used nowadays, medical quality tubes for infusion, IV, etc., etc. Everything comes into medical device. So I have been a project manager here since last 5 years, and besides, I mean, project manager, there is three aspects to it: development of the product. So you've got to plan how to develop a new product based on inputs from market, input from scientific community, etc., and plus your USP in whichever company you are working. The second comes registration of the product into the market. So that is part development, part regulatory. I'm not entirely into regulatory. I'm the part development person here. So there you try to build all the documentation, the um, technical information in a summary so as to submit it to the authorities to prove that okay, you have a product which has both efficacy as well as safety than the standard that is prevalent in the market for the same indication. And the third part is the lifetime management of a product, which means you have to perform the vigilance of this product, you have to update the technical documentation, regulation wise, and so on. So, project management in itself is cannot be defined in a nutshell, but I just give you an idea on how it's all done. And my let's get to qualifications, because I'm pretty sure all of you are really eager to know what all we require to be here. So, besides my pharmaceutical studies, as in I'm a B Pharm from GIP. So after that, I did a specialization in clinical trials from Jadavpur University, and then I studied my master's in Germany. But I got my job while studying my master's in Germany. So it's more or less based on my knowledge about pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical development, which is also helpful to diverge it into the medical device development. And also the fact that I was a medical writer, so that's was quite appealing to my employers because they wanted someone who can manage technical documents. So that was about me. So majorly, it's not, I sometimes talk to government bodies or the regulatory bodies. Also, I'm responsible for clinical trial management in my company. So I also have to get acquainted with the clinical trial regulation. Now, for you guys, I have a very short presentation prepared just to give you an idea on um, what are the regulations and how one can make it. In fact, Germany is a requirement of skilled professionals, and they have opened up a venture to really facilitate a corridor for people who are extremely qualified and are, it doesn't matter if you're a fresher, but you're academically qualified to take on positions that are available here. So I won't be able to follow the questions while presenting. So if there are any, kindly just note them down.
No issue. You please complete your presentation, and
Yes.
afterwards, whatever the time you are having, we will be having the questions. So you please proceed.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
are you
No.
having the sharing option?
Yeah, I have the option. So just a moment. Mhm.
Yeah, it's visible.
So, super. So first of all, it's not a very descriptive one. I just need something on the basis so I can explain to you guys. So for pharmaceutical studies, I mean, don't get intimidated by the fact that pharmaceutical studies means just one application or one industry. No, because you have the profound knowledge of how things work, like cology and cognosy and ceutics and the
Actually, Satyam,
clinical
sorry to
trials.
interrupt you. Can you make it full screen that PowerPoint presentation full, so that it would be easy for the participants?
It is full screen in my computer. It is full screen. I'm not sure why it's not showing
Okay.
there.
So you can do
Okay.
one thing. You can choose the option, close it, and then choose the option to share the complete screen, so that whatever is there on your screen, you would be able to see.
Uh,
Share entire
just a
screen.
moment. Okay, I got your point. Instead of the Fenster,
Yeah,
Gazamt Bildschirm. Yeah. Okay. Thailand. Yeah.
yeah,
I think this should work now.
yeah.
Is it
Now
okay?
it's fine. Yeah, now it's fine. Please proceed.
Yes. So please remember that because we have this uh, detailed and branched understanding of several factors that work into the medical healthcare and medical device industry, we can prepare ourselves to diverge and be competent in several fields. For example, of course, being from pharma background, you are capable of pharmaceutical development or pharmaceutical industry. One more branching is medical device. I mean, you can just imagine it's as vast as pharmaceutical industry with things coming in every time, as in it's as vast from a very simple needle that is used for injections to eye drops, gels, this, that, even ear aids that you require in old age for senile cochlear failure, and so on. Everything comes under a medical device. So this field is also very vast, where you can be a appropriate candidate. The third one comes is clinical study manager or clinical study coordinator. I maintain both the roles because while clinical study manager is also responsible for the development of a clinical study. For example, you tend to understand the process, you tend to understand what is required by your company. Then you tend to, of course, we don't have the knowledge of a health practitioner or the experience of a health practitioner. So there comes the key opinion leader in play, and you communicate, you build your rapport with the KOL, you take their input, and then you are also part of developing the design for the clinical study as a clinical study manager. Plus, of course, the monitoring and coordinator job. So, clinical study coordinator, there's two major things. One is for all clinical trials. One is study monitoring, and another is study coordinator, who really does not do monitoring visit to the site. But if there's a multi-site, um, maybe Europe is involved and Asia is involved, such a vast scale study, then we do need back end coordinators who compile the data, knows a bit of pharmacovigilance, they can segregate, they can send it to the pharmacovigilance branch, and so on. So risk management in medical device, of course, if you want to excel in medical device industry, you've got to be knowing this, but this itself apart is a single specific is a single specific field where um, you can develop yourself. It's risk management medical device. It's pretty easier for less complicated devices like eye gels, inhalation spray, surgicals with metals or dental implants and so on. And it goes over to complicated medical devices like the robotics we use nowadays um, for surgeries and so on. So there you have, because their risk management evolves into a own field of yourself. Third, next one is of course pharmacovigilance. We all know about it. So we need to get accustomed with some more processes, especially in Europe. You have to be acquainted with all the portals that are used for this pharmacovigilance purpose and the other things, and then it'll be really helpful for you. And that's how it works. Sorry, my Teams is interrupting me sometimes, and since I'm sharing the screen. Then comes the medical or medical science licensing. I have a typo there. Sorry for that. I try to accumulate everything I could in as fast as possible. So this medical science licensing is more of a middle role. It's a little overwhelmed to put a fresher there, but with any of the above experience for a couple of years, you can get to the medical science licensing, where you are basically a communication person with the excellence in scientific knowledge, where you collaborate with KOLs and help the study manager, help your product grow. You collaborate with the regulatory authorities there to understand what all. Suppose if it's a very known pharmaceutical or medical device, we can easily know that okay, this has to be done, but the disadvantage is there is lots of comparators. Now if there is a something that came through, an innovation that's better than the state of the art, then you've got to communicate and be in touch with different level of regulatories besides the general development and maintaining of the product to in fact bring it into the market. So these kind of communication, specialized communication with part scientific, part commercial, part regulatory, is medical science licensing. The next is of course, it's not so prevalent in India, but here project manager and marketing and sales roles are also preferred to have people from scientific background. So if you are good at communications, maybe you did a quick course or learned something in marketing and sales, there is good prospect for that as well. And the second is, of course, and the last one, but not the least, is, of course, the laboratory. So there's lots of quality assessment and quality control work that one can fill into. I won't be able to elaborate on that much because I've never been a part of this. I just listed them down for you. So these are some of the guidelines, because I remember from my last session, a couple of students had their questions that, ma'am, what we can follow or what we can already start maybe looking into if we are aspiring to go to Europe for studies. So of course you will get the presentation later on, shared by, I will provide it to sir, and sir will of course provide it to you all. So I just listed down some of them which I had to go through, and this is just the basics. Of course, as a disclaimer, as you can see, these are for European nation, and besides this, as a disclaimer, all national regulations pertaining to these subjects or these specifics has to be followed. For example, if your site is in Germany or if your company is in Germany, the German rules will be applicable. Likewise, if it's in Poland, in Romania, it can be the fact that the national rule only says that you refer to the European Union rules, but anywhere where it will differ from the actual European Union guideline, rules, or standards, you have to rely on the national one as well. I mean, this plus the national one. So now we are quite towards the end of our time, so I will just give you an insight on the job seekers visa, like I promised, which maybe give you some impetus to find a goal and approach towards it. So Germany just introduced this kind of visa, which is a job seekers visa. It's valid for 6 months, and it's for highly skilled professionals like us, a bachelor's degree holder, a master's degree holder in life science, in pharmaceuticals, in IT, engineering, etc., who are able to now apply for this visa, come to Germany, and look for work for 6 months. Of course, doing it online and doing it here does, of course, make difference if you are confident enough, and of course you have the resources to go for it. So, what are the eligibility criteria? So, like I told you, it's a bachelor's or master's from a recognized university. In India, you can check the ANABIN score to, of course, score to see what score your university is in, and of course, the better the score, the better are your chances. So, okay, if anyone is aspiring to be here, don't get disheartened if it doesn't happen just after you pass out from your college. It doesn't happen for me. It didn't happen for me either. I worked there for 2 years in some other fields as medical writer, 2 to 3 years, and then I started studying again. I got my opportunity here. So you can develop your skills. I'm pretty sure in coming years this minimum criteria will go down, and of course it is only 5 years criteria if you are a bachelor's. Yeah, if you are a master's or if you have a PharmD, these criteria can also always be reasoned with the application. Sufficient financial proof, that is just a blocked account of 5,000 something euros that you have to, and medical insurance coverage. This all will be there once you start applying for the purpose. Second thing is, it's just I've made a overview of what is normally required. And my last slide is for a tip for all of you, which I followed and I think is will help anyone, if even if it is not going to foolproof or guarantee you getting a job, it will at least improve your position from where you are today to where you will be tomorrow. First, if you want to be in Germany, you've got to learn German, because yes, normal work is also in English for me, but to socialize, to make contacts, to KOLs, to understand the regulation, it's always helpful. Plus, of course, the communication will be there. So the basic thing would be that even if that is not there, if you even if you don't know German, hone up your English. There is no alternative to it, because without a good score in English, without, if you're going for job directly, job seekers visa, without a good proven spoken English or writing skills or something, it will be hard to convince your employer to some get an opportunity, even as a experienced person, even if you have experience in your back. So I have listed some job portals there. Of course, effective communication is the key. Know what to say, know how to say, construct your speaking, your expressions, your assertions accordingly. Be assertive even in explaining your limitations. This have worked for me a long way. Just wanted to add this. So it's always, suppose if you are in a conversation and there's something that comes up that you don't know adequately to answer as an expert, or maybe that is something beyond what you already prepared yourself for, be assertive. As in, don't get bogged down by the question. Just be calm and try to answer that in, don't try to, because once sitting there is a experienced and expert themselves. Don't try to fool them with saying, yeah, I can this and that. Simply say, yes, I know these. For example, I haven't been thoroughly through this regulation, so I might not be know the basics and the gaps, but of course, I'm sure if I go through it, I will be able to navigate my way with the regulation. Something like this. I mean, be creative, but be true to the person that, okay, I don't know it. Don't exaggerate. And of course, positive attitude towards work culture and interviews. takes you a long way. And with that, I would end my presentation. So now you can
Yeah.
stop share. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you, Shaddal, for the nice presentation that you have made, that how one can get entry into Germany, even directly for the job also, if you are having the adequate experience and the qualification. So it's a really good, and I'm having a few questions from the students. Paul is asking that I have done masters in medicinal chemistry, then went for diploma in pharmacovigilance. I pursued clinical data management course from CliMed, and I am now currently enrolled in data science and AI course. So am I eligible for CDM or PV jobs or clinical research coordinator role in Germany?
Yes, you are. Because academically, what lacks in you is probably the experience that they are looking for. But the German industry is in a position that sooner or later they would have to hire the workforce from outside. So you
Mhm.
need to find I'm pretty sure if you apply to 10 jobs, not 10 jobs will come down, and like not the 100% will reply with positive. But of course, academically you are eligible for such jobs, to be very honest. I mean, you're not a normal bachelor in history asking for a PV job, right? So academically you are prepared. Experience wise, companies do compensate on, or they do go down on experience when they find the right candidate. So yes, you are eligible for at least applying.
So second question is from Hemant is that, ma'am, I have seen and heard that references are very important nowadays and to get into these jobs. Can you please tell us anything about how referral work in real time?
Well, I won't be able to help you much because I did not have any referrals. But from I am the living example that referrals are not everything. So yes, it is. It helps a long way. Even now, when I'm an experienced professional and I want to switch, then I would also be a priority candidate if someone refers me. Then something else. Then the general queuing and head sorting process. But of course, these kind of referrals that you're talking about can only grow once you worked in the actual industries. So keep trying for referrals. When you don't have I can give you an example. When you don't have a work referral, try to bring referrals from your professors or like instructors if you have done any project, external, internal, if you've done any project, if you've contributed, even if it's just maybe you have helped them to do a publication or something. Just ask them. It's okay, not everyone mentions the medical writer or whatsoever in the publication. Ask them to write a reference. So that is how you can fill in this gap. It's always important, but that's not the end of the world, or that's not the last thing you need.
Yeah. So actually, one student was asking that while you was talking that you were talking about the medical writing and medical science liaison. So what I perceive that there is no specific type of skill which is required. So you must be having a general communication skills, sound scientific background. Along with that, the writing skills and your expression skills would be
Yes,
sufficient.
for medical licensing, sir, the biggest skill is you have to have an academic background where you can in general say, okay, I'm more knowledgeable than you in this field. So something
Mm-hmm.
like that. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if someone is the hardest one is to get into rare diseases and oncology. So for that, you won't secure a position with just saying, okay, my academic background is pharmaceutical. You will in
Mm-hmm.
other fields, but not for oncology or rare diseases. There you need someone who's been into the industry, been into development, have seen things for 10 years or so. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, it's not always communication and medical writing. First thing, hone up your English. There's no alternative to it. You have to excel in your English if you want to do medical writing. That comes first. There's no second question about it. And for medical science liaison, like I said, a fresher getting that position is pretty rare. But of course, what it takes is deep understanding of the field you're working in, and of course, Communication is the key for both, for medical writing, for medical science liaison, because until unless you're good in communication, you will not be able to express the exact clinical fact that is required there without beating around the bush for medical writing purpose.
Yeah. So actually, I know that you are running short of time and you have to rush it out. So that thank you very much, Shadwell,
Actually, I'm in
for
office. I'm
okay.
usually in work from home, but today I'm in office. So there's a
Okay.
yes, there's a little stress on that end.
So we would like to have your 2-3 more minutes, and so can you share that you must be having the network with the people around Europe. So can you share something, some general tips if any student want to go to along with Germany and the other countries are also there, and Europe is also sought after destination for the Indian students basically, either for the studies or for the jobs also. And we are having the majority of the students are here from family background. So can you please put some light on that?
Um, it's more like I can say about Germany, and I know a little bit of like Netherlands. The best thing would be like you have the option today to go for online. You don't come here blind. Look online in these portals, apply for jobs, see what they're asking for, and then it would go that way. I wouldn't go on the referrals directly because, honestly speaking, referrals too from certain times, referrals for getting into a university works well, but referrals in the industry, yeah, when you are first joining here in a job from India is quite rare. I mean, it's more, I think, wherever you have heard it from, it's more from the IT companies, Accenture, and so on, where you get referrals from internally from the company. But with pharmaceuticals, it is a little hard to do. So, what path I would say to follow is see what they are asking for, see if that matches to your profile. If not, develop those and apply there. And I'm pretty sure in Germany, in Netherlands, here in the work culture, people are okay to give you an opportunity if they find a potential. It happened with me because um, of course I had the medical writing and the German degree and so on, like enrolled into a German degree and so on. But they saw that I've been like what 7 8 months in Germany, and I was already speaking in German properly, not with correct grammar but properly. So they took it as okay, if she can hone this, because it is generally a tough language, if she can hone this and she knows the regulations a bit, rest she can work on. So you've got to play with your success card. I won't say success card. Play by your strength. Identify what your strength is. I see a question here. Just this would be my just last question, sir. Last answer, sir. Is it required to have a degree from a German university, or Indian family degree would be enough with skills oriented diplomas? Would any company hire me? Well, it depends. While German university degree puts you in a upfront for sure, because that would any country do. I won't be biased about it. That of course, if you have a German degree, they value that more than any other country. Even with a Netherlands degree, they won't value it that much until unless the university is a top-notch university. But academic background with family is an academic background with family. They cannot abnegate that. So it's not that they won't hire you just because you don't have a German degree. But yes, that might be advantageous at some point, but not always, because I know people who got a German degree and they had to return home because they weren't hired here and wasn't able to find jobs.
Mhm. So thank you, Shaddal, for your valuable time, and then being in office, you spare time for our students. So, dear students, I will be taking these questions with me and will convey to Shaddal. And whenever she will be finding time, she will be replying me, and on the WhatsApp, I will be answering you. So, would that be fine?
Okay.
So, thank you very much for being here, Shaddal. We, on behalf of the students present here, we are having the students from 388 institutes, colleges, and around
Oh, that's
450
great.
students have joined throughout the country. The students have joined this program, and they are getting really very benefited. We were having the people from Canada, from US, so they were telling about, because the students are having the inclination that we have to go abroad and making the career there. So really,
Of course,
we
I'm
are
more happy
thankful.
to do it, sir, because there was no one to guide me. I had to navigate my way through. Now that I know it and I've got an opportunity, why not? Maybe some of them, if not all, some of them out there will be helped by my
Yes,
inputs. So
yes,
all the
definitely.
best, guys.
We appreciate your this
And
gesture. So
I will share the PPT with you, sir, and you can
yeah,
forward it accordingly.
right, right.
Okay.
So
Thank
thank you very
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice time. Thank you. So okay, so dear friends, I hope this lecture was useful and insightful for all of you that who want to make a path towards Germany, because it is also a very good destination. See, the things are there that on almost I was observing all the speakers, all the resource person who have attended this program, who have shared their inputs. The one thing was clear that skill skill in holistic aspects I'm talking. It includes the academic skills along with that communication and then your critical thinking skills that will be making you towards. And the second thing is that you must be clear that what you want exactly. So if you are having these things clear, then you can make it out. So I hope that if Sarabjit has joined, came to know, then please let me know, Sarab, if you are there so that we can continue with your session. And we are having the third speaker, who is Mr. Sachin Soni, and he is the person from Indian pharmaceutical industry, and he is the head of the quality department of a very good pharmaceutical organization. And I have already interacted with him. He is having a sound experience. He is having the experience of hiring the candidates. So whatever the inputs he will be sharing with you that are going to be immensely useful for you, those who want to work in India in the pharmaceutical industry, particularly towards the technical aspects, like quality assurance or the other another aspects of the pharmaceutical industry in India. So if Sarab is there, please let me know. Sarabjit ji, if you are there. Or let me ask Dr. Ajit whether she is joining. Just a moment, please be here by the time I confirm and we'll be letting you know. So, in the meantime, those students who are attending this program for past 4 days, so can you share your experience and feedback, though you have shared in the feedback forms, so that how you are finding the sessions? So you can put your input so that it would be encouraging us to conduct the more programs like this. Or if you anybody want to share your experience, not question that how you are finding this program, I will be unmuting the person and they can share their own uh, this you can say uh, video through video. Then they can speak up and then they can share their experiences. By the time Sarab joins, I think Sarabjit is there. Hello, yes sir. Okay. Yeah, I just made it. I found the Sarabjit here. Yeah. So just yes, Sarabjit, can you
Yeah,
unmute yourself?
sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
now.
I'm sorry. It was delayed too that I could not locate you. So you please
Yeah,
start.
so no worries, sir. I was there in queue, and as you know that it's like a busy week. I'm also in office, and then after
Okay.
this I have to go into another call, and that's
Okay.
how the corporate life works. So
Yeah.
I can share my screen. I can start presenting. Just do let me know. I mean, when I can start.
Yes, please. We are waiting for your session only. Please go ahead.
All right. Sir, I have started sharing, and just let me know once you are able to see the screen,
Yeah.
and I will put it on a full screen then once it is there.
Right. So far, it is not visible.
Uh, Let me share again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will log in from a different device. Then I'll see to it.
So any issue is there? Just put on the share, click on the green button, then start
I
like
have
that.
put it. I have logged from this, iPad. So just let me know if you are able to see. Otherwise, I will log in from a laptop.
Actually, it is not. Yeah.
Okay. Just allow me 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Please take
Yeah.
your time. So by the time I will be interacting with the participants. So let me see it. So, dear friends, we are having with us Ms. Sarabjit Sidhu, and she is a published author and a manager at the Clinical Trial Transparency at GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. And you can see that we are having the people who are the actually mentoring you, who have implemented the strategies. That's why we have kept the tagline that we learn from the mentors who are implementers. So I hope you are enjoying the sessions and getting the information. And by the time Sarabjit will be um, making it the presentation, so I think only Shivesh is here who is visible. Open the camera. Would you like to share something, Shivesh?
Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
you can go ahead, please. Share your experience about this program, that 5 days career development conclave.
So you and all the participants and teachers are doing a great job. Firstly, with the help of internet, we are pre-trained. We are pre-trained in comparison to the our senior in comparison to our seniors.
Yeah.
My B Form is going to be completed in the next 4 months. So I am doing a medical writing course also. So
Right.
I will be eligible for the job right after my course gets completed.
Right.
Yeah, and this career development series is very helpful because it is opening so much dimensions that
Right.
we can go to UAE and Germany, USA. I
Right.
am attending all the 4 days sessions, and that are very beneficial. I am especially focused on pharmacovigilance and medical writing. Sir, I want to ask a question, please.
No, you can write it down. This is not for the question. Question would we will be
Okay.
taking up because Sarabjit may be coming. So, what is the one key advantage that you found from this career development conclave? One key learning.
Sir, abundance mindset.
Abundant mindset. Okay, that's great. So you should be having
Sir,
that thing.
I want to tell that before these sessions and before I know about the corporate sector in pharma, I know only about marketing field and the industry uh, and
Right.
academia. But these are opening so much doors.
Right. Therefore, that
Yeah,
only this program was. So thank you
yeah.
very much, Shivesh, for sharing your inputs about this
Thank you,
program.
sir.
Yeah. So, Sarab, if you are done, then you can please continue. So, if anybody else is here who want to share their views, so yesterday I told you that if you want to really make it up, then please show up in this world with your face and with your voice. So it would be always beneficial because keeping behind the camera would keep you behind the career itself. So if you then you can start right now. That try to showcase your skills. Try to showcase yourself because in this world, let me tell you one fact is there. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. And everybody in this world is selling something. That even if you are talking to your friends, brothers, or anybody else, a professional or an entrepreneur, anybody can be there. They are actually selling. Selling means convincing others for your thought process and about your views. And then only you would be able to crack it out. Yeah, you can type the question here, Muskan. And if anybody want to share something about your experience, not question, experience only here, they can raise your virtual hand. I will be allow them to unmute by the time Sarab Jeet madam would join this session. The question is there. I need to know about AMWA and BMWA certification regarding medical writing. So Dr. Ajit would be in the better position to answer this one. I will be forwarding this question to him. American Medical Writing Association. Okay. So see, one thing that I would like to share with you, certification would be just an entry pass. This is just a proof that you know that about the medical writing. So having the American Medical Writing Association would be definitely an add-on advantage with you. And you also can depends that how much you can afford, how much cost is there. You can just go on the website and search it out and find out if you really are mean to go into this field. Because let me tell you, friends, yesterday also I told you that merely having the certification would not serve the purpose. Just now, Shaddal has shared that the people have visited Germany, they acquired the master's degree, but they could not make the job there. They have to return back to home. So the same thing applies here also. So if you are a certification and you can make it out. So internship programs we can take right now for the medical writing. So you can just work it out, and I would suggest you to have the networking with the medical writing professionals on the LinkedIn portal. Keep on mailing to the pharmaceutical industries, because don't expect the shortcuts. You have to go with that. You have to keep on trying. And this would be ultimately, maybe possible, you might not be getting success in a one time, two times, second, third time, fourth time, fifth time. Keep on trying. This is the only way to go up. And whatever, whosoever the people you are looking into, yeah, just a moment. Sarabjit is back. Just a moment, Sarabjit. Let me make yourself. Uh, yeah, Sarabjit, you can now start.
Right, sir. Uh, Sorry, sir, for this inconvenience.
No,
Let
no
me
issue.
share. Sometime technology, it plays its role. Uh,
Yeah.
so I am sharing my screen. So just let me know once it is there.
Yeah, it's a message is there that Sarab has started sharing. Yeah, now it's visible. You can make it full PowerPoint presentation and continue, please.
Yes. So just give me a moment. It's yeah. So thanks everyone for waiting for me. I'll put it on a full screen, and then we can go ahead. Um, So my focus is more on talking about the practical way of how you can make a career in a medical writing or a pharmacovigilance. So my apologies, in this system there is no webcam, so that's why you are not able to see me. Feel free to connect with me over a LinkedIn, right? And you know, I keep on posting related to clinical research, so you can take a guidance. So these are my two books. I have published these books, and they have a very good response. They are good resource for student because they are written in a very simple language. That's also one of the skill. Like One is the complex way we write, because that is how we are taught in colleges and universities. The another way is how you can simplify that stuff, complex stuff, how you can simplify it into a easy language, the way we are talking. So this is more on, I wanted to give you a, comprehensive idea in the clinical research, that it is not a very small field. It's growing at very fast pace, and you have a lot many ways to contribute. Right from the investigator, earlier it was like, oh, only medical qualified individuals, they only can contribute. But now, if you have an advanced degree of a pharmacy, or you are a PhD, or you have done a great work in your field, you can also be an investigator, right? Even if it is in a observational studies. Even the project, or you can say clinical research coordinator, these days the name of job roles, they are growing. Like nowadays, these days, there is a ethics committee coordinator as. So do not limit yourself with the titles. That's the message I want to give you, that do not want to limit yourself with the titles. I give you my example. When I started my job, I started with WHO. That was a big opportunity. Do you know what role they have given us? To all the people, non-physician clinical coordinators, and the person who were a medical qualified, just a physician coordinator. Just imagine an MD person working as a physician coordinator. Sometimes students say that, oh, it's just a coordinator job, I don't want to take it. But on a bigger level, I wanted to share a message with you. No, don't do that mistake. Don't go with the titles. Focus on a learning, and at the initial 4 or 5 years, the full focus should be on the learning. Then you can be a project manager. And these days, again, I'm giving my message, these days there are roles like project manager associate. So that role is for a beginner. So you are an associate, you are working in the project management. Medical monitor, this role is more for a medical qualified individual. Again, it is evolving. If you have a good experience, you have an advanced degree of pharmacy, you can also be a medical qualified individual and can work as a medical monitor. But for this, you should be having a very sound knowledge of your subject. Clinical trial assistant, clinical research associate, medical writer, and now this medical writer is also coming with lot many different, the titles like medical writing associate, scientific writing associate, publication writing associate, quality control associate. So the role is evolving. Report writing associates, and see, phlebotomist, if you can, you have done some lab diploma, you can also work as a clinical research phlebotomist. Of course, pharmacist, nurse, a BAB studies, you can work as a bioanalysis, quality assurance, or quality control associate. These days, because the audits team, they are also growing, so they sometimes hire quality control associate as well. One of my friend, when we were starting as a career, she become audit associate. So she was not going ahead and doing the audits, but she was helping the auditing. Similarly, regulatory affair, even if you go to DCGI website, they also post contractual jobs, right? For 6 months, 3 months. Okay, I heard the echo. So they also post these contractual roles. Go there, and do. Once you have done that 3 month, 4 month, 6 month job, the industry will pick you with very fast rate, because you have skills now. CDM, clinical data management, and this field has, evolved altogether differently. If you have more interest in IT, like you, or stat, say, you can be a SAS programmer, you can be a data management associate, biostatician. These days, people, even after their graduation, they are doing some diploma work to be work in the field of, stat. So now stat earlier what happened? Mostly stats were required under the programming team only. But these days, this field is also evolving. Now they're saying we need a stat person in every field. Like I'm working in a clinical trial transparency. Directly, we don't have a role of a statistician, but they have hired. They are saying that we need statisticians in this team as well. Now, and altogether, our pharmacovigilance, lot of many people, they have a lot of interest in a pharmacovigilance, right? So pharmacovigilance is more focusing on a safety, how you can ensure the safety of a drug. Now let's focus more on our the topic that Dr. Ajit has given to me is medical writing and PV. So any idea what is medical writing? Anyone can unmute themselves and can share their thoughts. What is medical writing?
Yeah, now everybody can unmute.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for helping.
Hello, Sarabhan.
Yes, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Medical writing is converting a complex information into a simple, understandable way by the healthcare professionals and the patients.
Okay, very good. First of all, Shivesh, good attempt, right? So the medical writing is, it's not very complex thing, I'll say that. It is the way you are communicating a science either to the regulatory authority or to a scientific community or with the patient. So the only thing I want to correct, it is never developed by a patient, it is developed for a patient, right? So there are different documents like protocol you are writing for a regulatory authorities, clinical study report you are writing for a regulatory authorities, informed consent. You are writing for a patient primarily. Now, when you are writing protocol, your language and feel of the document is more scientific. When you are writing informed consent form, your language has to be simple. It should be like the way a seventh grade student or eighth grade student, if they are able to read it and understand it, that means it's correct. Similarly, clinical study report, your focus is more on presenting a data, the trial results. So that is how you switch your roles. So in medical writing is one good thing which I love about it. You are always learning. No. So see how it happens to us when we are in our colleges, universities, we study a lot, but over time we forget as well. But this is the one field because you continuously working on a new clinical trial designs, right? Now maybe you are doing on oncology, then maybe you are working on infectious disease, then maybe on a vaccine or something like one or other. So you are getting a free opportunity to upgrade yourself. You can evolve by yourself because pharma companies, or if you even working for a CROs, contract research organizations, they invest a lot to train you. That's a fair. And these days, there is another field which is known as a clinical trial transparency. And this is also falling under the medical writing. And this is new field. And there are a lot of job opportunities for this field as well. Now, all the pharma companies, they are setting their department in a clinical trial transparency. So in a medical writing, what you need to have. So if you wanted to, be a medical writer, of course, writing is a good skill. But the another thing is, it is not like your content writing. It's not like you are writing from on a blank paper, on a clean paper. Like writing an article is more difficult than working in a medical writing, I'll say. Because in a medical writing, we have defined templates, and these days we have AI. So we have templates. Template means is that suppose you want to take admission at some organization, right? So they give you a form and form that you have to fill. Similarly, in a medical writing, we do have the templates. So how much medical writer do? This is how much we do in 1 year. These many documents, endless documents. right? It's never ending. So the number of documents, medical right work, they are a lot. So these days, of course, there is no paper. We are working electronically, but by end of the year, if you will sit and try to count how many documents I have worked, it will be 1,000 plus only. It won't be less than that. That I'm speaking of a main document, not a sporting document. So this is how much you will be able to contribute within 1 year. So I also wanted to, give you a bit of the idea that if you wanted to be a medical writer, how you can start, even as of now. The focus of this webinar is more, development of a skill, rather than just giving you an idea is what it is, and this is the option you can enroll. So medical writing is all about is writing clearly. So in other way, it's a very simple. If some thought is in your mind, if you are able to write it, then good, boom. If you are able to write your thoughts, able to convey your ideas, that means you can write very good. So now there is one aspect of a medical writing which makes it different from other form of writings. That we always talking about the evidences. Is we are always talking about the data, facts. So it should be clear, concise. Why I'm saying credible? Credible means trustworthy. Suppose I have written 10. I have written this drug is working as a 10% better than this. From where this 10% is coming? So that credibility should be there. And it should be complete. So if I wanted to say drug X is effective by 90%. So this sentence is short and complete. So my all C's are met in this, right? Drug X is, effective by 90%. In comparison, if I'm saying drug X is effective, that is incomplete sentence because my credibility associated with that is missing. Or if I'm saying drug X is doing fine, that means sentence is not complete. So we are not going by the imaginations. We are talking with the evidences. That is, you should be focusing about. And how you can do it in your real life now. You are a student. You can say, ask me this question, how I can develop this skill now. I know you are attending these webinars. That means you are interested, correct? Another way is try to write something. Maybe for your college magazine, maybe write a project work. Maybe write at every day like 10 lines, like how my day gone by. Right? So by this, you will be slowly developing a medical writing skill. And I'm so surprised, there are students in our internship group, they are writing over LinkedIn. That's such a great, effort that they are going ahead and putting themselves in a public space and writing over a LinkedIn. So do something to develop your skill. So now, who is your audience when we are speaking about of medical writing? Then who is your audience for a medical writers? So our target audience is, vary as per the document. First is our regulatory agencies, because they have the power to give us a license, right? If we wanted to sell any drug in the market, who is giving us a license? It is DCGI, it is EMA, it is FDA. So they are going to read your document. They are your bosses, right? So what they expect in your document? Suppose it is a protocol is a plan of your study. So they're looking for that it is scientifically correct, it is what is needed, it's absolutely fine document from all the angles. So then your focus is more on the scientific integrity of the data. Now coming to ethics committee. What is the role of ethics committee? Ethics committee is there to safeguard the right, safety and well-being of the subject. So they're more patient-centric. Say example, you have mentioned in your document, 6 ml of blood will be taken at a day at the start of the trial. Have you added why you need 6 ml? If you have given the justification that 6 ml of blood is needed because from 6 ml this much plasma will be there and these are the tests we are doing and that's why 6 ml blood is needed. Otherwise, they will going to ask you a question, why you need 6 ml of blood? Can you do something else? Internal stakeholder, there is here risk is less because you are sharing with your team only and there is always an opportunity to correct you, right? Doctors, once the drug is in the market, your product is out there in market, you always seen that memos, trainings for doctors and healthcare professionals. So that is known as a medical communication. Patient, you have to share the same thing with the patient. That is the reason I showed you this field. Clinical trial transparency is completely dedicated to a patient. Every regulatory is saying that whatever research you are doing, share it in a public domain. Best example is your ct.gov, clinicaltrial.gov, right? But now even European Union says that that you have to write a summary in a lay language. Lay language means that a 6th grade, 7th grade student can even understand. And same goes for a public, common public. So these are your audiences. You are writing for a regulators, ethics committee, maybe internal stakeholders, doctors, patients, and common public. So when you are writing for these, suppose I am giving this presentation. So if I have to give this same presentation in my organization, will be giving in the same way? No, because I am presenting in front of the experts. My way of presenting my data will change. Now I know coming to this is my audience is new. The focus is more on learning and knowing the field. They wanted to know the field. It is not obvious for them. So I am simplifying it. So moreover, the crux of the story is you writing is the evidence-based writing. So either you create means by referring other already done studies or you present the evidences. So the good thing here is that you will be always having some source document, some form of reference from you can refer. And medical writing is what is the biggest advantage I see after working for so many years is it's career for life. Career for life means you started today. You need not to reinvent after 5 years that what I will do. No. If you become a good medical writer, the number of options for you are endless. I can't tell you how many people approach me over a LinkedIn for a freelancing for that. Do you want to change a job? I don't do freelancing because I am in full-time job, right? But do you want to change? Like the recruiters, they reach out to you directly once you are established, right? Okay. So little on a regulatory writing, I just wanted to give you an idea. So we have this preclinical phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right? So that is the journey of your drug, right? And you will be writing document for all these phases. So what type of documents you will be working if you are in a regulatory writing? Because this is the biggest space. Protocol, or if there is change, we say the amendments, informed consent forms, patient information leaflets, investigative brochures. These are the easier documents. Clinical overviews and summaries, basically CTT document. Clinical study report, this is little difficult document. This is like once you have some experience, you can come in this. And the top most easiest document is safety narrative. Safety narrative is nothing, and it is like 3-4 page document. Suppose there is side effect in a clinical trial, some adverse event happened. then you have to write a story about that. That is safety narrative. And the volume of these document, because in one clinical trial, the side effects, they can go up to thousands. So for each, you have to write a story. That means number of people who have to write a narrative, they need a lot. So that is the reason if you go in the companies, they have a safety narrative teams. And good thing is that a fresher can start with this stuff. This is your entry level document can, And another thing is, because that is also I have observed, is most of the pharma student, they also wanted to either work in a PB or medical writing. So this document overlaps in medical writing as well and pharmacovigilance as well. A result summary, lay summaries is if you wanted to present the document in a simpler language. Now, in a preclinical, what other type of documents they work here is disease burden and literature review. Before I wanted to plan any study, I need to have a what is the disease burden, comparative treatment analysis, non-clinical study reports, because you are doing animal studies, non-clinical overviews and summaries, publications, conference material. Once you launch your drug in the market, you are there in the market, then publication you make, conferences, you go to conferences and present about your discovery, training material for doctors, product, monogram. So these are the documents that you work. Okay. A few examples of what regulatory documents you work: clinical study report, investigative brochure, IND application, investigational new drug application, clinical overviews, summary of clinical safety, summary of clinical efficacy. Because these are the two questions, safety and efficacy. So these are the two questions you answer in a clinical trial, right? So these summaries you make for IND or an ND application, and subject narrative, or you can say patient safety narratives or safety narrative just. So I'll take a little pause here. Then what different type of roles a medical writer can perform? First is medical writer. That's a primary, as we can say that. But this medical writer, you will be see there are a lot many ways that in the market or in, you can say, the job application, it is presented, like medical writer one, or just an medical writing associate, or analyst as well, medical writing analyst, or what else it is, scientific writer. Or publication writer. So the medical writer, it can be presented in a number of ways. Now, once you have some experience, you can be peer reviewer. Here it is. You can be a peer reviewer. So your role will change, senior medical writer. Once you are senior medical writer, you can earn somewhere, that lot depends on your skills. Minimum like 15 to 25 you can earn. That's the bracket. Once you have that skill, senior medical writer, you can be a reviewer or you can be a consultant, right? And these are the different job roles once you start gaining experience. Now pay little attention here, QC specialist. So this is good news, is this is entry level role. So this will be QC specialist, which means quality control specialist, quality control medical writer. The job here is, your job will be to verify the data in the document from a source document. Because these document, I say protocol, clinical study report, you are presenting to the regulatory bodies and you can't afford to do mistakes. And lot of data is presented in these documents. So the QC, quality control associates, they are required. And what is the gain? Why I'm telling you here? Because when sometimes newcomers, they say, no, I want to write. I don't want to work in the quality control. Don't put yourself in that boundary, because here you will get to work on lot many documents. Because when you're writing, you may be writing on a protocol for like couple of days, but as a QC specialist, the number of document you will get exposure is a lot, and you will also be checking grammatical and formatting errors. And good thing is that we have AI tools for these, right? Once you have a experience, you can be a team lead, you can be a lead, or you can be a project manager. Now, one thing you will be, surprised to know, good medical writers, they never want to be a team lead or a manager. They wanted to focus on their writing skills only. Because the writing is one thing, once sky is the limit. They wanted themselves to be a more a technical person, right? My boss today, she's having more than 20 years of experience. Still, she says that keep me away from this project management work. I just wanted to focus on the technical part of the job, because once you are there, you will love it. Okay, how medical writing is different from other forms of writing? We work with the templates. You can go to Google simply and say that, give it an instruction, please give me a protocol writing template. It will be there. You already know that here title will go, here introduction will go, here the background will go, here the objectives will go, like that. You will be having always source document. When someone will be saying you that, can you start, suppose I am saying you, can you start working on a protocol? Your first question will be, can you please give me a source document? You have a reference material. It's not you are working on a blank paper. What else? Multiple team members. It's not only you who is working, writing a protocol. There may be a 10 or 12 people who are helping you. There will be a clinical science lead. There will be a medical monitor, maybe a legal person there to help you. The only thing is you have to connect the dots. It's not like you are sitting there in one corner and only you are the only one who is working on that document. You have a team members. Suppose you wanted to check on the sample size, you simply has to give a prompt to a study stat. Please provide me the number of, enrollment count. So like that. And this is the best thing. We don't believe in the complex language. We have a standardized language. So that means you just need to work on your English. That doesn't mean that you are expected to have a highest level of a vocabulary. You need not to worry about it. You just have to work on that. That I can understand the scientific things, scientific stuff. I can connect the dots and I can present it very well. That's the only thing you need to. We have a libraries of the language, right? So that's all from for a medical writing. I'm taking little small pause, then we can cover a pharmacovigilance as well. And at the end, I will take all the question at once, So.
Hi guys, start mentioning your questions by the time. Hello everyone.
Hi, Dr. Jeet.
Hi Sarabji, how are you?
Good. Yeah, all
Hello
good.
Rathod sir.
Hello, Arish sir. How are you?
Sorry, as late हो गया join करने में. Class थोड़ी late तक चली.
I
But
was
yeah, it's a week, working week, We are in the middle of week, so it's always a rush.
Yeah.
we do understand, yeah.
All right, so we have covered the medical writing part. Now we can progress to the another, like this is also quite loved field, is a pharmacovigilance. So, again, I'm saying that sometimes students, they get attached themselves to the titles, but before you go to any field, just check what we are doing in this, why we are doing. Always why is very important. So now go back to the definition of a clinical trial. What is the definition of a clinical trial? That we assess efficacy, and safety. Now, for efficacy, we are doing a trial. How you ensure the safety in a clinical trial? You have even the drug, once the drug is in the market, right? The drug is selling on your pharmacy store. How you ensure the safety? It is your pharmacovigilance program that you keep on collecting the information related to side effects, your SAEs, AEs, ADRs, and that it get pulled into one centralized system. From there, they get the signal like, okay, headache at this percentage, maybe some other trouble at this percentage, or maybe this is not going well with the person is having diabetes. That is the signal you are sending. So basic in one word, if you wanted to say that what is pharmacovigilance, it is to ensure the safety of the medicine and preventing the adverse effect. Now go back and check your memory. There are times when then say that this pharma company has recalled this drug from the market. Why they have recalled? Because of pharmacovigilance. They got enough signal that this is not helping patient, this is not safe anymore, then they are recalling, they are taking it back. Or what is the other course of action? Maybe there is new side effect has came into picture, and they have to add in updating the leaflet, right? Like that. Okay. So we study a lot about your risk benefit ratio, that who help us, which field help us to maintain this positive balance. It is the pharmacovigilance, right? Because no medicine is free from the toxicity or the side effect. So like WHO said in their pharmacovigilance guidance is that we understand people die from disease, but people should not die from the drugs, because drugs are there to help them, not to bring the side effects, right? So pharmacovigilance is the one field which give you the most updated knowledge about your risk. And so if we are having a better knowledge, we can make a better decision how the pharma work. This is how pharma company works, right? That's why we submit the safety reports 6 monthly to the regulatory bodies as well. No, but our job is more today on a career development, right? Not how and why field, how the field is working. So these are the job roles that I have listed that you can start with the pharmacovigilance. Another thing, good thing with the pharmacovigilance is that this is the biggest department in a clinical research. Like we have a operation, we have a medical writing, we have a data management, we have a pharmacovigilance, and we have a regulatory affairs. Like regulatory affairs, always the smallest one. Pharmacovigilance is always the largest one, right? Why? Because the number of the side effects, if they are coming, each case you have to process. Suppose there is one side effect that person met with an accident. You have to process the case. Suppose there is a person who got hospitalized because of high fever, right? You have to process the case. So it is known as a case processing also associate. There is another role as also, they said that data processing associate, very much entry level job role. Drug safety associate, drug safety specialist, aggregate report writing. So this is the role which overlap in your medical writing as well as, pharmacovigilance. Signal detection. This is more for a person who is experienced. Signal detection is nothing. It's just you have to assess like what type of information is coming, or to analyze that. Drug safety physician, a role dedicated for if you are from a medical background. Pharmacovigilance scientist, again, little for an experienced person. You may start with an associate, any associate. You have experience of 4 or 5 years, you can be a scientist. Pharmacovigilance quality control associate. So when you are processing these cases, someone is needed there who can verify, who can check from a fresh eye, that this information presented in this is a correct one. Medical information specialist, narrative writers, or you can say that safety narrative writers. These are the roles, those are available in a pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance also, there are a lot of automation also works, guys. It's no field in a clinical research is free from automation these days. Lot of automation is happening in the medical writing as well, in PB as well, even in our operations as well. But one thing I'm seeing now, because one of our goal is in every organization, how you can automate this, how you can automate this. But that is not hampering our jobs. That is, in other way, increasing our work. Why I'm saying it is increasing our work? Because the regulatory bodies, they are passing new guidelines. The pressure from regulators are more, the guidelines are more. The more guideline, more work is required, and that's the reason the number of people they needed in the clinical research or different domains of clinical research are a lot many. So that's on the job side. Now I also wanted to share, because as a student you can start prepping yourself for these roles. You know what is the ask for these roles? These are mostly deadline oriented tasks, because if you see the bigger picture, and the pharma company, they have to launch a drug in the market. That's the ideal goal. And that deadline is not in a scary way. It is not like, okay, today only you have to do. There is a long-term goal always. But why I'm saying a deadline oriented work, and you need to keep this in mind, is accountable. That if I'm saying that I am doing this, I will do. It's not I will keep on postpone. So you have to be accountable. If you are saying something that I will be do this by this day, you should do it. Thorough research. It's not like you are presenting things superficially. If you have to refer some article, if you have to refer some guidance document, you should be referring. And your document should be accurate. Either you are working in a PV or you are working in a medical writing, accuracy. Now, this is the best thing that you can even say in the interview, that I have a skill always to double check on the things, so that things are data presented is not wrong. So this is the skill that you can develop right now while you are studying. Logical organization. Always try to present like a story. Story is nothing. Always assess which thing will come first, which will second, third, and fourth, like that. Clear thinking and writing. If you are wanted to work, this writing is a very good skill. Even if you don't want to work in a medical writing, because you will be writing emails. In one day, I'm getting 100 plus emails. How well I can respond to them is also part of my job, right? Okay, who hires the who's your employer? You know, where you can find these type of job. The first is pharma companies. That is surely pharma companies. Now, these CROs, contract research organization, this is also biggest opportunity, like IQVIA, Indigene, Icon, PPD. The list is long. You can give this homework to yourself as well. Go to ChatGPT, then tell them what are the topmost CROs in India. Go to their pages and make it every day's job. Do something every day. Medical device manufacturing companies, biotech organization like your Biocon, medical communication companies, even medical education companies, because they develop a lot of written material for healthcare professionals. And of course, you can work if you are a medical writer. Pharmacovigilance, not that much. A medical writer, freelancers, they can also work wonderfully. But this will come after certain experience. It's not like today only you have done some short diploma and you're saying that, oh, I am open for a freelancing in a medical writing. No, that doesn't work like that. It's good, work with some organization, gain some experience. Now, one tip I wanted to give you is that if you are able to work in a CRO, that's the best thing you can do in early in your career, because these pharma companies, they always prefer to hire if someone has worked in a CRO, because CRO is the place, contract research organization, where you can gain your lot of skills. There will be a little bit of pressure. It's okay. You are young. You can take that pressure, but you will be trained, well professionally trained person once you will be out from any contract research organization. And now slowly organizations are also opening up for the internships. Apply for those internships. What will happen? You may get rejection. It's okay. Keep on applying. Okay. Now, how you can develop your career path? It's not like today you have came to this webinar and you are good, right? You have to. There are best way to learn is build your skills, make your network, go to LinkedIn, keep on posting something or read about it, explore career opportunities, face some interviews. You may fail, it's okay. And go for some informal or formal training, whichever suits you. Plenty of resources are available out in the market, right? Do some training, add that in a CV. Speak in your introduction. Your introduction should be ready. Write it. And if you have done some formal or informal training, speak about it. Why I'm saying? Because that will mm, give a message to a person who is interviewing you that you are interested. You are really interested and a dedicated person. Okay, these are few resources, right? That you can go to ICH, that is our standard. That is when even the industry is falling, that is the gold standard guidelines, ICH. E2 is for your pharmacovigilance. E6 is part of E6 is medical writing, and E3. E2, E3, E6. These are the three one you can refer. Go to clinicaltrial.gov, golden website. You can learn a lot free, and you can also go to Uteracity. So that's all from my side on the presentation. We are good to take up the questions. So.
Yeah, so thank you, Sarabjit, for the very wonderful and explicit presentation. Actually, I also got a lot of insights about this medical writing and pharmacovigilance job role. So very nicely presented. So thank you very much. And
Thank you,
then,
sir.
yeah, there are a few questions that the students have put into the chat box. So we'll be taking one by one. I think Tasmiya's question already you have answered that, ma'am, what exactly should we do? That you already have answered this thing, so that let's save the time. And good evening, ma'am. Are these 3 to 6 months contract-based roles available in the medical writing domain as well? This is a question for you, sir.
So medical writing generally there are not contractual basis roles. So in the medical writing, some organization, not all, they offer you an internship. The best thing for a medical writing, I'll say that once you are hired as a medical writer, organizations will do their best to retain you. That's why there are no contractual roles in the medical writing. In India, sir, I'll tell you, there is such a lack of medical writers. I tell you that first, I met my boss 2 days back, and then she was again telling that it is so hard to hire people. Our role is open, but we are not getting the right candidate.
Right.
It's because the skills are not there. The one side we are saying that jobs are not there, jobs are not there. The other side is the organizations are all. It's a real struggle, honestly, sir. It's a real struggle that organizations are also not getting the right type of people.
Right, correct.
If you are a medical writer, even if you are 60-70%, I'll say that your future is bright. So you will be having lot many options.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Please.
these are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same things that we keep on telling to the students, because there are three components. One is the industry, second one is the student, and the third one is the university. So this is actually the triangle. Students keep on saying that we are not getting job. Industries actually are looking for the trained and skilled people. They are not finding the people. And universities are saying that whatever is there in the curriculum, we are teaching them. So there is a gap between these things. And this sort of programs are actually to fill this type of gap, to make the students aware about that what exactly the skills they are requiring apart from their academic examination passing and securing marks. So this is one entry level thing, and then whatever you have told in the explicit manner. So if somebody want to get into it, is enough. And rest of the things, one has to go into these websites and keep on practicing and making the one thing my key takeaway is that entry level, that safety narratives, at least you can start writing. So these are the things that family students are keep on doing these things. They are writing the soap notes, and they are writing they are having enough knowledge just to organize the things and make some samples with you. Keep on posting on this public domain, so that people, you would be, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है basically. So
Yes, yes.
you have to be explicit that you are having the skills. Showcase these things.
Sir,
So this is
another, yeah, sorry to cut you. Another advice I give to students, because that I also learned, because Dr. Ajit has given me many opportunity to participate in these webinars and all that. Students said, I want to work in PV. I only wanted to work in medical writing.
Mhm.
My honest advice is that initially, whatever you are getting it may be a internship, it may be a coordinator job, it may be a, say that job you are not interested at all. Take it. I say that take it. Whatever
Yes.
job role is that, without looking at a title. That's why I'm focusing a lot here. Without looking at a title, take it. The reason is, once you are in the organization, you will get many opportunities. Many opportunities to grow, and internally you can switch. Suppose you are working in a medical writing and internally you wanted to move into a pharmacovigilance. It is so easy. You just have to talk to your manager. Instead, you are sitting out and still waiting for 6 months or 7 months. So initially, whatever is you are getting, take it. Apply everywhere, face interviews, prepare yourself, write your answers. I am always focusing a lot on preparation, because I see students don't prepare, and then in the actual interview they will think, oh, ho jayega. But that ho jayega kabhi nahi hota. There you will go blank.
Right. Correct.
And that's why I say that, at least, tell me something about yourself, introduce yourself, write your answer and practice that. Because if your landing question is good, and give you a confidence, like, okay, I'm good, right? So, sir, I think I'm taking more time. There is another question also from a Muskan, I believe. How we can get this medical writing association? You have to buy their memberships, dear, but I won't suggest you to buy their memberships, because they are expensive. But what else you can do? You can follow them on a LinkedIn. Even this European Medical Writing Association, they do sometimes free webinars. They also post free reference material for students. So try that way, test that. Publication, there are, no one looks at your publication, number of publication that you have done to for a medical writing job. They don't need you to publish something, but if you do just to showcase your experience, that you do. But otherwise there is no requirement of a publication for you. Entry level, Paul, entry level roles in a PV is drug safety associate, quality control associate, narrative writers, even case processing associate. These are roles for a entry level in PV. Can the advancement of a replace the role? No, never. We are already, I say that 2018, it is the first time when we done a project with a Cognizant to automate the safety narratives. All right. So if you have my book, that also it has written semi-auto narratives. So part of the things, like how you can refine your grammar, how you can have a standard language, so that you need not to focus on the grammar side or formatting side. But the scientific stuff, we still need the medical writers.
Yeah, so one question is there from YouTube. We are also YouTube, we are on
Okay,
live on YouTube. So one
all
question
right.
is there. I would read it for you to answer. That after completing B Farm, we can directly apply for medical writing and pharmacovigilance in pharma companies. This is a question actually.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if you have a pharmacy or degree, graduation is sufficient. But I will also wanted to add, if you are life sciences, like a 3-year program, BSc and other degrees, then some master's program is required. But if you are a pharmacy student, you are good to start.
Yeah.
And even the dentist with their just graduation, BDS, they are good to start.
Yeah, Paul is asking this last question we will be taking, and if Mr. Sachin is there, if joined, then please unmute yourself and let us know. Our next speaker. So the question is there for Sarabjit ji, आपके लिए है. Ma'am, you have said we can portray formal or informal training. Could you tell more about it? Like suppose I have a person working in XYZ company, say Accenture or Wipro, then they are handle some of their day-to-day work. Suppose we learn and help them in their work. Can we put that in our resume under project section? Is it ethical?
I'm not able to understand that.
Actually, somebody is working for
No,
someone.
you can't speak. If you are legally not on board, suppose I am working and I'm taking from you assistant,
Hmm.
it is bad on my part as well, on your as well.
Yes,
You can't
yes,
put it that way.
yes.
There are
This is
legal ways, go with a legal thing.
this is illegal. Yes, this would not be
Don't do
ethical one.
this.
Yeah, yeah,
Because there is a data confidentiality. My company will fire me instantly if I am
yeah.
doing that. They have
Yes,
200% right.
yes.
You can't share company's data with someone else without written thing, right? Keep that in mind. This ये deadly approach लेके आते हैं sir.
Yes. This is actually the issue that we also are facing, that to address fundamental thing, that what I believe, there's
Yeah.
all the things are available on the resources are plenty in this era
इतने
of
legal
AI.
way है इनको illegal चाहिए.
वो मुश्किल रहता है ना थोड़ा. Anyways, so let's move ahead, and I would again request, if Sachinji is here, then please unmute yourself and speak so that we can locate you, sir. I am not able to.
Excuse me, sir. I have a
Yeah,
question.
yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all,
But
good evening,
I
ma'am.
will
Good
allow
evening,
you if you
sir.
will open your camera and then speak.
Oh,
Show up
is
in
it
this
not
world.
possible?
Okay, okay,
No.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, sir. So, like, first of all, good evening, sir, and good evening, ma'am. And thank you so much for this wonderful session. So, just as we were speaking, even you mentioned that the recruiters often say that the students are not skilled enough, and that there is a gap between the academia and the students. They are not
Yes,
skilled. So, as a student, even I hear that we have to be skilled. We need to develop skills. So, exactly, like, what are those skills and how we should develop it? Because we know we have to, but how to and what we have to do, what the recruiters are looking for, that and all is not known to us completely. So that
this
is what is also making us underconfident before applying, and it a lot of time we spend ourselves like thinking if we are eligible or
see,
capable enough for applying to any role.
what's your name? Dua's iPhone,
Yes,
it is written
Dua
there.
Sheikh. My name is
Yeah.
Dua Sheikh, sir. I'm a PharmD intern.
Okay, so this is the thing, that the whole program is designed for this thing only, and you attend the tomorrow session, you would be having the complete clarity what to do step by step. So that this is the thing that I would like to share with you. If Sarah would like to add something in this, please go ahead, sir.
Sir, I was just also you responding to someone's question in a chat. Dua is main, if I understood correctly, so your question is that how you can develop medical writing skill. Is that the question?
Yes, exactly. How exactly? Yes.
How. So how, part of how I answered in my presentation is that there are only two ways to write, to develop your writing skill. One is writing and second is reading. If you are good at reading, you can be a good medical writing. Another is start writing something. Start writing something means, suppose you are in a college and university. Can you write a paper for your college magazine? You can do that, right? Maybe you are writing some project report, apply medical writing principle in that. Or what else you can do, you maybe start writing your diary, maybe write 10 lines. That's how you can simply start. Till today I'm writing almost every day. That's the only way to develop the medical writing skill. The another thing in a medical writing is, when you are going for any medical writing interview, you will face a technical round of an interview. There they will test your knowledge on clinical research, medical writing, and ICH. Don't forget the ICH, right? So that's the one thing. Another thing, they will give you a written test. The first part of a written test is mostly the way we have done in a schools, like comprehensive, find the
Yes,
answer.
you are there in this program.
So find the answers, correct the statement, all that. So it's very simple. It's not high level, but try to develop some skills. Just an example, what you have to write in a present, what you have to write in a past. Suppose I'm saying that they have given you some data, right? And then what you have to write? You have to write in a past because you are reporting. And suppose you are writing about the protocol, you have to write in a present. So that's how you can start. All right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
got.
You please speak up so that I will come to know. Yes. Yeah, so
Ma'am?
thank you, Sarabjit ji, for your very nice presentation, and then I hope
My
students have,
pleasure.
yeah, yeah. So you, this is real. I do understand this is really quite difficult that is sparing the time, and this student should actually understand that they should take the maximum advantage of this information. This is not available freely. So
Sir,
I would
can I
actually
please
love,
8:30,
ask a
sir, I have
question?
another meeting. So I'm
yes, please.
8:30, I'm going in another meeting.
No
So
issue, no
yes,
issue. Please
yes.
go ahead. You may please proceed with your routine task. So thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure always, sir. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, one question, sir. Can I ask one last question, ma'am? Then you can leave.
Actually,
All right.
Muskan, we are having the another speaker also here. So he's also waiting.
Muskan, you can post a comment in a LinkedIn, Sarabjit Situ, I'm available on a
Okay, okay,
LinkedIn.
ma'am. Okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome. Bye-bye. Take care,
Okay,
guys.
thank you, Sarab.
Bye.
Yeah. So Sachin
Yes, good
sir.
evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sachin sir. Please, thank you very much for joining us. So
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. And so, dear friends, we are having the another speaker joined with us. He is Mr. Sachin Soni, and he is the quality head at a pharmaceutical organization. And without wasting time, I would like Sachin ji to please take over and enlighten the students about the different aspects of the being a quality head. What are the advices that you will be giving to the B Farm or PharmD graduates? How they can proceed in this industry job hunting procedure. This is a big daunting task in front of them. So over to you, Sachinji. Please take the charge and enlighten the students. Please introduce yourself also about your job profile and all these things detail, so that they will be coming to know that whom they are talking with.
For sure. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, first of all, for inviting me in such a good session. A few days back, we had this session, and again, we are talking on this front with many other students. So
Mhm.
let me introduce myself. I'm Sachin Soni, having more than 25 years experience into pharmaceutical industry. Uh, Topping to the various dosage form, all kind of formulations like injectables, tablets, capsules, syrups, ointments, hormonal products, oncology products, APIs, and again documentation for the regulated market. I'm having a length of experience into that. As I understood from Rathore sir that this session is specifically to the job hunting and how do the student get involved into the cracking of the interviews and how they can get a best opportunities into that. So we are going to talk on that part specifically. The students, you are free to ask any questions in between. And to start with that, I would like to give you one simple example that after completion your PharmD or MPharm or BPharm, if you wanted to enter into the pharmaceutical industry, the basic understanding is how you are prepared for that interview mentally. That's number one. Number two, what all you know about the industry where you are going to appear for the interview. That's a very important thing because I saw during my entire life and career that the students are coming for the interview without understanding that where they are going for the interview, what is the company's profile, how these companies are dealing in what markets, what kind of medicines, what kind of formulations, what is the business strategy. This is all listed into the website of the company. You can just Google it, you can get the information basically. Who are the owners of that company, since how long this company is existing to the market. So these are the important vital informations you should know before you appear for the specific interview. And that gives a better opportunity for you to get selected into that. Apart from your uh, knowledge into the specific area. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. This is absolutely correct. That is having the complete clarity and information about the job role that for which they are applying, and accordingly, the resume should also be tailor-made for the specific type of jobs. Yes.
Correct. The next thing is that before you apply or start your career into any pharmaceutical industry, the most important part is you should know in which line specifically you need to develop your career and at what level you should be in certain X period of time. Let's say for a freshers, I would always recommend that make it a platform of every 3 years, then 5 years, and then 10 years. And that can lead you to a specific success that after 3 years I should be at a certain level. Let's say it could be a executive or a manager level. After 5 years, I should be at this level, and after 10 years, I should be at that level. But it is specific unless you should know your path, your department. You wanted to develop your career into, let's say, medical writing or quality assurance or quality control or production level or formulation and development or research and development. So there are multiple areas into pharmaceutical industries. And where you wanted to develop your career, at what stage you wanted to look yourself in a nearest future or a long term, that should be decided before you enter into the industry. Because I saw many students or many people or employees who actually enter into the industry just for the sake of getting job, and then they change their department because of that disliking or some other reason. Let's say after 2 years, an employee of production wanted to jump into a quality department, quality assurance department. So these 2 years actually they're wasted because the departmental knowledge or the function knowledge they do not have. So they have to start from a zero. So people or students who do not wanted their career spoiled by these many years should know first that by what way they should go ahead and in which department they wanted to develop your career. Okay.
Very true.
Now coming to the next part towards development or cracking the interviews, there are certain things as a student or as an employee you should know because from an employer point of view, if I'm talking, I'm sitting in an interview with my HR department, with my quality head or QA head or QC head, whosoever are responsible for taking that person, I am there as an observer how this student or the employee is behaving. The behavioral aspects are more important. Correct.
Right.
So the way you are sitting into the room where you are being interviewed by the employer, the way you are talking, the way you are answering the questions. Many students I have seen that they are just bluffing into the interviews without understanding that the person who are taking the interview is having a much more knowledge and experience into the specific line.
Mhm.
So you should also understand that part that if you do not know the answer, politely you can always say that yes, boss, I can get it done by myself, or I'll learn it by myself, rather than giving a wrong answers into that part. This is
Yes.
the second part which I would like to address in this forum. The third and important part is never ever go beyond the money part, salary part. This is the major crunch I have seen into the current students who are coming for the interview. They always look after the salary part. This is not the right time for you to discuss on the salary part. Of course, it is a vital element, but the first thing is for you to enter into the pharmaceutical industry, get the job of your choice, and take a good exposure into the specific area of your likings. If you start doing that, you will get a better knowledge, because the preliminary understanding which I would like to give you students is the academic session, as sir correctly said, that there's a three particular areas. One is the academics, one is the university, and third one is the industry. This is the triangle. And for you students, if you enter into the industry, there is a vast difference into the practices, the learnings, how we are behaving into the industries, how we are practicing the things on the getting line, producing the medicines. This is entirely a different area. So taking a academics knowledge will allow you to enter into the pharmaceutical industry, not to get the good salary package. For that, you need to have a good experience. And that's why Sarabji was also telling, I was listening, that ICH guidelines are there. There are many other guidelines, let's say USFD, EU guidelines. There are a number of other guidelines, regulatory guidelines are there. And each one of them states the common thing that every activity has to be done with a qualified and experienced person. These are two important words which is governed by every guideline. Every industrial or every country is asking for these two things: experience and qualified. So you might be qualified, but if you don't experience enough, you are not at the right place. So to be on the right place, you should also have an experience, good experience with your knowledge or qualification. So these are two things which is mandatory for you to grow up into the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah. So these are the things that Sachinji have shared. So one thing that I would like to ask, that because many students are asking this, sir, until unless the industry will not give us job being a fresher, how will we be getting the experience? So can you put some light on that, ki how they can go into and what should they do exactly to just at least entry level aspects? Of course, there are different domains, but general things what you will be suggesting to the students.
Uh, to answer this question, there are three basic things I would like to address. The first thing is, be prepared for an interview where you are going with your qualification knowledge and with the industry or with the company information in which you are appearing for the interview. That's the first thing. Second thing, don't negotiate for the salary part. Never ever do that, because for the entry level people, we always look for what is the intention of the student to get into the industry, rather than getting an exposure towards it. If the intention is correct, if the employee or the student is really wanted to learn something in a better way, we give the preference to first. We give first preference to that employee or that student. And the third and important part is always try to understand the formulations part. Which kind of formulation and the industry, the pharmaceutical industry where you are going to appear for their interview, you should know bit more about that. Learn about the formulations. Let's say if the company is into oncology products, so forget about other things, other parts. Go in depth for the oncology products. What kind of formulations like injectables, capsules, tablets? What are the formulations these companies are manufacturing? Because the interviewer will definitely ask for that question only, which are for which they are being taken the advantage for from your knowledge. So this is a little bit in depth for you to understand that apart from the industrial knowledge, what are the specific formulation for which you are going to be appeared. So if you have a knowledge of these three things, I'm sure that you will be a little bit more different and highlighted from the other students.
Yeah. So many times students are also asking, and during this program also in the previous sessions, the students have asked, "Sir, do the referral work in getting the jobs?"
Uh, in certain cases, it is yes, but I would definitely advise, from my personal opinion, that do not enter into the industry with a referral work.
Okay.
The only thing why I'm telling you, because I never wanted any of my colleagues or the students or the employees who are entered into the pharmaceutical industry as a fresher. I don't want them to be handicapped, or I don't want them to. Somebody would tell them, okay, you have been hired because of me,
Mhm.
and that's a wrong strategy to enter into the. You should always do everything at your own guts, and at your own uh, understanding, the knowledge and capabilities.
Yeah, I do understand. The another aspect is that sometime the students do keep on mailing their resumes to the various industries. They are hitting the things and trying hard to get the job. And industry people also are having their time limitations and their constraints. So to interview the lot of applications and to shortlist and to screen out. So the referral in the sense that referring the right candidate to the person, and then rest of the things, of course, are lying with the interview qualification and their performance in the competition of the interview. So, what is how they should actually start be just immediately after coming out from the B form? What exactly the steps they should do that from preparing the resume and then how to approach? Is that the merely sending the email and applications to the HR managers or the person taking the addresses from the website and blindly putting into, or some strategy that you would suggest to the students? Am I right, the students? Is this the question that you would be answer? You would like to have the answer? Yeah, please, sir.
Okay, to address it correctly, to answer your questions correctly, there are the referral program is definitely will be helpful. But as I said that there are many other ways to do that.
Mhm.
Let's say there are job portals are available. The government is officially announcing some job portals. In Gujarat, and I'm sure in Rajasthan also, the pharmaceutical industries are being paid by the government for taking the apprentice and giving the opportunity for the freshers. So there are other ways by which the government is also helping the students at the same time the industry for getting more recruitments into the industrial part. Um, Moreover to that, if we talk about the sessions which are conducted for the recruitment, there are agencies who are having these kind of requirements. If we talk about, let's say, Sun Pharma, our Prime Pharma, then Arbindo, Alembic, then Renvaxi, of course, it is now Sun Pharma. They are publishing their requirements as a fresher into the newspapers and the WhatsApp groups. So the students can connect through that for the right requirement and in which company it is been published, and you can always appear for that interviews.
Yeah. So students, if you are having any specific question, Sachin ji is here with us, and he is in the position to recruit, and he would be telling you that how the so I think in this session, before this session, somebody has asked that what are the HR is looking, so that many other things that students that Sachin ji has answered, that your behavioral aspects also do matter a lot along with your technical skills and all other aspects. So, having the right mindset, that corporate mindset, how to work into, and then working in the academic industry, academic institutions is entirely different. You are free to do that. You are allowed to make the mistake, but there you are not. So, having the mindset to work, intent is important. This is the very correct word that Sachin ji has used. So, if you are having any specific question to ask to Sachin ji, he would be glad to answer, or else. You can type in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. You can speak up.
I think it's a long session, and
Yeah.
students are getting understanding these things correctly. Sir, can apprenticeship training help in a future? Definitely. Payal has asked this question. See, that's the first thing, apprenticeship, where you learn about the industry, where you learn about the specific area, and where you learn about the company in which you are working. The payments are for the apprentice being done by the government. So you are rest assured that you are getting that payments timely on a salary part. And at the same time, in the industry, we do not allow apprentice to sign the documents. Apart from the signing the documents, they are equally important, as good as the officers or employees of the company.
Right.
The next question is from Dr. Arun. I wanted to know that when we are prescribed by medications, there's more adverse side effects than the positive effects. Are there any ways to optimize? I think you have asked the same question was asked in earlier session also, as I was just going through these chats. So, anyways, to answer this question, based of my knowledge, every medications which we are taking or doctors are prescribing, there are two ways to do that. If you can directly ask to the doctor, because these are the prescription medicine, and without doctor's prescription, you cannot get these medicines. That's by law. It's a entirely different area that we just walk on to the medical store and get the medicines. But yes, there is another way to do that. Every medications or every medicines is supported by the patient leaflet informations or the doctor's leaflet informations, in which the adverse impacts of the drug are clearly mentioned, and which in the pharmaceutical industry, by default and by law, we need to give it to the retailers or to the doctors. So that is the way you can get the possible side effects of that particular medicines. It is also important for you to understand that you are taking that medications along with some other medications or not, because standalone medication would not have that much side effect. But yes, if you are taking that medicine along with some other medicine, this can definitely cause a drastic side effects.
Yeah. So thank you, Sachin ji. And I think there are no questions, further questions. Your time is also important, and students also, I think they are tired of with this marathon session. Though
I
this
can
session is for them,
understand that.
but you are not feeling tired. I am not feeling tired. The student felt tired and they left the meeting. Many starting it was 180 students and now it 110. These are serious students. So dear friends, I would like to. We are coming to end of this session of today's, and tomorrow is a very important session, and it will be your eye opener. And let me tell you, I'm going to take this session, and then whatever the aspects, the missing links are there between the skills you are having, the talent you are having, the qualification you are having, the intent also. But despite of that also, you are not able to crack the things, and you are not able to produce the results. So there is a mindset working is there that you have to work on very seriously, because this is the larger gap rather than I would say. um, I found in my past 20 years of experience in teaching and interacting with the students that is a lot of gaps in your mind itself. ये बाकी सब चीजें तो बाहर की है, superficial, the technical knowledge of course are important, I'm not denying from this, but the first thing comes a mindset, then the skill set, and then the other things. So this is a really very good session. Thank you very much, Sachinji, for sparing your time. And on behalf of students, I extend my thank on behalf of Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy and our industry partner, CliMed Research Solutions, CliMed Academy.
My pleasure.
So thank you very much, everyone, and hopefully Ajit sir is also there. Would you like
Thank
to
you
say
very
something,
much.
sir,
I was
please?
listening to Sachin sir very carefully, and he has pointed out very nicely what are the requirements and what are the things, what are the skills they need, and what exactly the industry is lacking in the new aspirants and new people. So thank you very much for the wonderful session. I would like to thank Sarabji also for an amazing session and insightful session on medical writing, and Satadal, who I think is not here right now, but I would like to thank. And yes, thank you very much, Rathor sir, for taking care and arranging such a wonderful fourth day of the conclave today. And we are now at the almost end of the day and end of the conclave. Also, we just it's the last day tomorrow. So I would urge everyone, I would request everyone to join tomorrow, because tomorrow's session would be really wonderful. And people, if you have not filled the form, the feedback and attendance form, I would request everyone to please fill it. Yes, it is there. So yes, guys, thank you very much, everyone, and have a good dinner. Thank you, Sachin sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rathor sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just saw the message of Paul that Sachin sir, how to connect with you.
Yeah, your LinkedIn
My
profile link,
number
sir.
is always available with Dr. Rathore, sir.
Mhm.
I am not available on mostly the social media sites,
Okay.
so you can just WhatsApp me directly, not more than that.
Okay.
I do not
Right.
use the LinkedIn or some profiles,
Mhm.
so you can have my number from Dr. Rathore, sir, and you can connect me anytime. Rathore, sir, for you, I am definitely in the opinion, that's my personal opinion,
Mhm.
that we should also have one session into our academics for the industrial practices. I'm
Yeah.
sure that
Yes.
might you have it into the syllabus. But
Mhm.
having said that, from the industrial practices, there are many other things which actually is a different from the academic part. So
Yes.
if we can have something in our near future for the students, that would be
Yes.
wonderful for them to make them more understand, more compatible for the coming years.
Right. Right.
Definitely.
Definitely, sir. I will be connecting with you, Satyinji, and then definitely this is a very good idea that having the industrial practices, because these are the things that actually they have to do day to day. So they should learn about these things. Yeah, this is a really great idea.
I think it's a great idea, Rathor sir. I will tell in front of everyone. I think we should come up with something not for the students this time. We should come up with something for the professors and the academicians and the the head of the institutions. How to implement
Yes.
the industrial practices into the academics.
Right.
This
Right.
time, next conclave will be for the academicians, not for the students.
Yes.
Great.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
So thank you, everyone, and I think that we can end
Yes,
this
yes,
program.
absolutely, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And guys, have a good night, have good food. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last date. I would, invite all of you to come tomorrow and join us. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for the people who are joining from YouTube as well. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.